and this is my wacky Halloween story. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I had a good life growing up. Dad loved me to pieces. Even though I never stuck with a hobby for too long, he still paid for the best classes and equipment. Life was good, but there was only one problem. Dad ran a funeral home, and people at school thought I was a freak. I heard Dracula buys his beds from Blair. Is that why you're so weird? Are you, like, possessed or something? No, but you look like you're full of poop. As a result, I didn't have any friends, but when I was in the 10th grade, my life completely changed. Dad's sister, Aunt Mary, came to live with us, and she was the most fabulous-looking woman I'd ever seen. She had a daughter my age, and I was thrilled to finally have a friend. But she took one look at me and wrinkled her nose like I was dog poop. What are you wearing? You look poor. Dior instantly became the most popular girl in school. Nobody cared that she also lived in the house with the funeral home in the basement. Aunt Mary had worked at a fashion magazine, so Dior thought she was qualified to rate people's outfits every day at school. 5, 7, 2. Ugh, minus. Who made you fashion police? You should be arrested for that crime against fashion. I ignored her and went to gym class, but when I went back to the girls' showers, my clothes were gone. Dior was in the back of the school, holding my outfit over a dumpster. Trust me, I'm doing you a favor. And she set my clothes on fire. You've gone too far, you witch. I tackled her to the ground and pulled her hair. We fought like cats till the teachers pulled us apart and took us to the principal's office, where we were given 2 weeks of detention. At home, Aunt Mary blamed me for everything. It's not your fault, John. This is what happens to motherless girls. I tried to provide for her. By spoiling her rotten? She's an impulsive girl and doesn't stick to one hobby. The house is full of stuff she's only used once. Must have cost a fortune, and she doesn't appreciate any of it. This is why she's starting fights with Dior, who was just trying to help her. You're right, but what do? I have the funeral home to take care of. But I'm here now. I'll take care of everything. Thank you, Mary. Here, buy whatever you need. I couldn't believe Dad was giving up so easily. Did he also think something was wrong with me? Your reign is over, Princess. Mom and I are the queens here now. No, Dad loves me and he'll see right through you two. But things just got worse. I came home one day to find all my things boxed up in the living room. What the heck is going on? You don't need such a big room, and I could use the closet space. So I took it. And where am I gonna sleep? The closet's pretty big. Dad won't allow this. You've overstayed your welcome, Aunt Mary. I'll have him kick you out of the house. But instead, Dad accused me of being selfish and not welcoming my aunt and cousin as I should have. I was completely heartbroken, and I felt replaced. Things were already grim at home, but a week later, I was rushing to the cafeteria to get the last slice of pizza when a boy beat me to it. Hey, you must be new here. That's actually mine. The lunch lady must have forgotten to tell you. Don't see your name on it. What a jerk! I had to settle for a gross sandwich. Ugh! The pizza thief's name was Ashton, and he had recently transferred from New York. He was super rich, but I suspected he was some kind of robot because the dude never changed his expression. But the girls were going crazy over his good looks. His style is on point. He's so mysterious and dashing. I mean, yeah, he was cute, but the guy hardly ever said 2 words. A few days before Halloween, Dior announced she was throwing a party and that there would be a prize for the best costume. I was planning on staying in my dusty, spider-infested attic bedroom, but then I heard Ashton would be there, so I spent hours coming up with the perfect outfit. But when I finally came out of my closet, I got the biggest shock. The party didn't have a horror theme at all. Everyone was dressed up like models and the Kardashians. I looked totally out of place. Oh my God. Blair came dressed as the ghost that's possessing her. It's Edward Scissorhands, you idiot. I think you mean lame boy, lamer hands. Yeah, you'd know all about lame since you threw a lame party. What a snooze fest. Do you think you can do better, freak? You wouldn't know an awesome Halloween party if it bit you on the butt. Where are the bats, the witches, the skeletons? Where's the scary stuff? We're not crazy like you, and I throw classy parties, but I'm not scared of anything. Oh, I think you are. If you're so brave, spend 2 hours at the McNeely Mansion with me. First one to come out crying will be the other's personal assistant for a month.
What's the McNeely Mansion?
I jumped in surprise. Ashton was so close, I could feel his eyes on me, and it made my heart flutter in my chest. It's the most haunted place in Salem. It was abandoned years ago after the place burned down in a freak fire.
Sounds cool.
I was terrified of the place, and I was sure Dior was gonna chicken out, but to my shock, she said, "You're on." Everyone got to the McNeely Mansion, and my heart sank into my belly. The place was spookier at night. Ashton was going to time the dare, and the others waited around making bets on who would win. "This is where you can live once Mom and I have you kicked out." Ugh, she was trying to get in my head. I hated her so much. I walked to the house on jelly legs, imagining all sorts of horrors inside. I stood in the front hall, my heart hammering in my throat. The whole place was creepy, windy, and cold. Goosebumps broke out on my skin. Suddenly, Dior pushed me. "Right then, go on upstairs. You wanted an adventure." "Shut up, Dior. Let's just stand in one place for 2 hours." "I thought you wanted a spooky Halloween. Go find a ghost boyfriend or something. You won't ever get a live boy to date anyway." "What is your problem? Why are you so mean to me?" "Because you're a walking eyesore. Nobody wants you at home. Uncle only gave you everything because he feels sorry that your mom left you. Just get lost already." "You are the worst, Dior. You can't treat people like this." "Don't tell me what to do. Don't push me." Suddenly, we heard a deep voice behind us.
Nasty fights leave nasty scars.
I jumped out of my skin in fright, and Dior ran out of the house screaming like a banshee. But there was no monster. The ghost of my imagination was a homeless man with missing teeth. "You scared the living daylights out of me." "And you made Dior nearly pee her pants on the way out."
My apologies. You live at that funeral home, right?
"Dude, you live in a haunted house. You don't get to judge."
Oh, no. I see you around town. I hear your aunt moved in with you. What's she like? Does she have a lot of money? Did she buy you this awesome costume?
"Okay, you're officially freaking me out. If you don't want me to call the cops, you better buzz off." The homeless man left me alone, and 2 hours later, I walked out of the mansion in triumph. Dior's face was scrunched up as if someone had farted under her nose.
That was cool. You're very brave.
School life changed completely. Now I was the popular girl, and Dior was my personal assistant. And it was awesome! I made her cut all my sandwiches into small pieces so I could eat it with a fork. I made her do all of my homework in disappearing ink, then made her do it again. And I even had her warm a seat for me at a chess game in the park. I had her running errands around campus in a chicken costume. It was hilarious. But when I asked her to clean out my locker, she put her foot down. "No, absolutely not. I'm wearing vintage Chanel." "Then wear this hoodie. It's Walmart." "You're taking things too far. This is just cruel." I quit. Maybe I had taken things a bit too far, but I wasn't sorry. One day on my way home, I saw the homeless man from the mansion snooping around our street. I chased him to the park, but he got away from me. But when I turned back to go home, I saw the most amazing thing. Ashton was rolling around on the grass with a cute puppy licking his face, and he was laughing. The sight set butterflies loose in my stomach. The dog playfully ripped the shirt he was wearing, and it fell right off. Oh my God. But as soon as he saw me, his expression became robotic again. "What the heck? Is this your dog?"
Yeah, his name is Bruce.
"Cool." "Oh, good dog." I fell hard on my back, but I didn't care. Bruce was such a lovable puppy. I rubbed his belly, but then Ashton said it was time to go. But before he did, he picked the grass from my hair. His face was close, and I could see just how green his eyes were. And then he just left. He was super weird, but really cute. The next day at school, he brought me a whole pizza for lunch. "Hey, thanks. What are you doing today? Maybe you and Bruce can come over after school."
Sure, I think he really likes you.
"Only him, or?" He didn't answer. He turned around, face expressionless, and walked away. I was thinking about why he was the way he was when someone knocked my pizza to the floor. "You don't need the extra carbs. What kind of witch magic have you done on Ashton?" "It's called human decency. You wouldn't know anything about it. No way is someone as cool as him into a loser like you." You're definitely up to something, and I'll get to the bottom of it. I ignored her. I hated going home these days, but I was looking forward to Ashton coming over with Bruce. We played with Bruce in the garden, and Ashton became a completely different person. I felt my heart beating fast when he looked at me. What's your deal? You're like RoboCop with the rest of us, and with Bruce, you finally start acting human.
I'm not good at making friends with humans. They lie and cheat. Animals are loyal, and they don't want a lot from you.
I know what you mean. I've never had friends either.
I thought you were popular in school. People hang out with you all the time.
Yeah, but they're not my friends. They still call me a freak behind my back because my dad runs a funeral home.
What's wrong with that?
I know, right? You're pretty cool, Ashton.
Call me Ash.
And he came closer when suddenly lights blinded me and we were surrounded by the police.
Hands up!
What the heck is going on? I watched in horror as the police went inside the house and pulled Dior and Aunt Mary out. They were struggling and screaming and cursing their heads off, and Dad was coming behind them looking confused. Then a man in a suit walked over, and I recognized him. He was the homeless man.
Special Agent Curry, we've been following these criminals across 3 states. Criminals? You must be mistaken. This is my sister and my niece, also known as Sticky Fingers Mary and Dastardly Dior. They have stolen from several banks and rich men, and I have a warrant for their arrest.
You'll never find the money. Never! All of a sudden, Bruce jumped forward and dug his teeth inside Aunt Mary's fur coat. Let go, you dirty mutt! But the coat ripped and money started pouring out of its lining. I can't go to jail, Mommy. I'm too pretty to go to jail. Dad was shocked. He turned to me looking completely confused.
What have I done? I trusted them completely.
I was still mad at Dad for trusting Aunt Mary over me, but he didn't deserve to go under a mountain of debt because of all the money they'd probably spent or stolen. We'll be fine, Dad. I'm sure Agent Curry can talk to the banks and we can get our money back.
I don't care about the money. I let them treat you horribly because they convinced me you were spoiled. Can you ever forgive me?
Of course I can, Dad. I love you the most. I hugged him tight. I finally had my home and my dad back. Life was going back to normal. Bruce barked and I saw Ashton standing at the edge of the garden. Well, better than normal. You were awesome, boy! Who's a clever dog? You're a clever dog!
I trained him, you know.
Then I owe you my eternal thanks. So I leaned up and kissed him, and he kissed me back, and it was perfect. So I learned that crime doesn't pay. Tell us about your most hilarious Halloween costumes in the comments.